Hello, fellow Milanisti. How are you all doing today? It's a beautiful, cold, sunny day in Canada. Wonderful. We're living the dream, guys. We're living the dream. I'm gonna dive right into it. Forza Milan, guys, we won. We didn't do it pretty, but we got the result. Okay? We got the result, and we're gonna talk about a lot of different things today. But yes, I just want to thank everyone. It's the end of the week. We made it. There's another beautiful Milan game on Sunday. We're playing Genoa. I'm looking forward to it. I know you all are looking forward to it. And this is really what it's all about, guys. It's all about being a fan of the club. Win or lose, we're going to watch Milan. That's really it is. That's all it really is. I just wanted to come on here and reiterate that. Guys, that's the main goal, right, of being a fan. You want your team to win every game. You want every fan of every club wants their team to win every game possible. Every game. All the trophies. Don't stop. But that's fantasy world, guys. That's a fantasy world. And in the real world, your team's not going to win. No team's going to win all the games. And we're seeing it now in the form of Man City. They lost this week, an away game in Turin against Juventus. And I don't think Juventus really played that much better, but they got the goals that won them the game. And that's all it is, guys. It's who's getting the goals to win the game. It's all it's ever been. It's all it ever will be. Right? And I say this now because once you're the team that is Man City in this crazy form, Madrid to be an extent, really, do you really want to be Man City, where their real history, they've been an obscure club that's never really, won anything, and then they get bought, and then the last 10, 15 years they've been on a trophy spree, really in the last 5 to 6 since Pep has been there. And now look at the form. They've lost like 7 games, 6 in a row or something. Oh my God, they're losing literally every game. It's more often than not that before they start a game, they're gonna likely lose, right? Like, this is gonna get really serious, and it's already very serious. And I don't know if they're out of the woodworks yet. So keep perspective, guys. And I bring this up for a reason. I'll tell you why. But keep perspective of the grass is not always going to be greener on the other side. But love the club that you love. You know what I mean? Milan is Milan. Milan's not perfect. They never have been. They never will be. But they are who they are. And that's why we like Milan. Because they're a comrade in sport. Right? That the club you support is another extension of you, right? They have the values and the beliefs and whatnot. So cherish it. It means a lot. And I talk about all of this because of the conversation that's come online now with the game that just happened with Red Star and Milan. Okay. Does Milan win the game? Yes. Narrowly, at the end of the game. Did we all want this to happen in that fashion? No, we did not. But can we do anything about it? No, we can't do nothing about it. So, did we get the results in the end? Yeah, and that's it. The team did not play well, but we still won. I think that's a victory in and of itself. You know what I mean? I was at work and I was constantly checking the scores, checking the highlights that were coming online as they happened, trying to be as much involved in the game as I could be without watching it. And then I caught most of it afterwards. But in the moment, okay, they were up. I felt that was pretty good. Then they got drawn. Okay, they got to battle. They got to find something. And they did, and then they pulled it off and they won. And I was very pleasantly happy and surprised. Now everyone is in up and roar because they're saying the team was terrible, and even Fonseca's comments about him saying, he puts in his effort and no one else puts in his effort on the team. I think most fans already know that he's speculating around, Calabria and Teo Hernandez and maybe a couple other players, Loftus-Cheek or whatever. But to no avail. What does this do? It doesn't do anything. Calling out players like this doesn't make them come to work earlier. I don't think anyone's ever woken up to go to their job, go to the place of their work when the day before their manager has said, "Oh yeah, you could do better. Yeah, tomorrow morning I'm gonna be here bright and early, for real." Some players may, not all, mostly won't. And so, yeah, interesting what's going to happen with the team dynamic now that Fonseca has said that. I don't know if that was a strategy he had in mind. Like maybe he's thinking like, eventually I'm going to get into calling out the players. Maybe that was a strategy. Maybe at this point it's mid-December and it's been 4 months and the team does seem to always kind of pick up these weekly bad performances, not a convincing game. And he's probably fed up about it. He's probably thinking, I don't want to do this no more. And that could very well be the motive. But nonetheless, they have the 3 points. Now, the game was difficult for Milan. And I'll tell you why. I think the game's scheduling is catching up to the squad now. Because they've been playing almost every 3 to 4 days for the better part of 2 months. And I think a lot of these really weak performances randomly is just fatigue. Like that day there's a game, the team really should not be playing today. And I think we're seeing that now. Now you guys got to remember, this is the first year that they're doing 8 Champions League games. 8 Champions League games, guys. Now the last 2 are not until in a month, over a month and a half away, end of January. And they're like a week apart, right? But really, so they played 6 games right now in the span of 3 months. And mix in, they've played 4 Nations games. Most of these players have also incorporated at least 4 Nation League games in the 2. I think they've had 6. They had a break in September, October, November. Yeah, so they've had 6 games. So that's 12 games there, guys, on top of your normal 15 or so. So, what do you expect? They've played nearly 30 games, guys. They've played nearly 30 games in the span of 3 months, like 20 weeks. So you try playing 30 games in 20 weeks. Everyone is going to feel it. And we've been lucky, Milan's been very lucky that we haven't had any serious injuries until, unfortunately, the past weekend when Pulisic went down. Aside of that, I don't recall us getting any kind of really big missed game injuries where players just can't play and they're out. So that hasn't happened, thankfully. And I believe Pulisic will be back pretty soon after the holidays. So that's not that bad to worry about. But going off of what the discussion is online, everyone is really up in arms about Fonseca's game and how he should be fired at this point. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I think my opinion of Fonseca has shifted. Do I still think it was the best coach to get? No. I think you definitely the management should have definitely gotten Antonio Conte when he was available. I think that was the best coach and best Italian coach at their disposal to try to lure and coach Milan. And I think we would have been first. I really don't. There's no question in my mind that does Conte come, I think we're first place. We're the current Napoli. I think he's that good. He's that impactful. And I say that because I don't believe the Napoli squad is that much better than Milan's. You know, I think that player for player, Milan has an arguably better squad. You know, we have the likes of Pulisic and Leao and Morata and Tijani Reinders, Fofana, Theo Hernandez, Mike Maignan. Not bad, guys. It really isn't that bad. Our squad is quite good. Those solid, 7 players or so. Napoli's got Lukaku, Kvaratskhelia, Lobotka, and that's it, right? So that's not to diss Napoli. They're playing incredible football right now. Incredible football. But I just don't think in squad terms they have better players than Milan. Oh, is this a coyote? Wow. Okay, guys. This is a daytime coyote. Well, guys, you're in Canada when you're walking down the street and you get a coyote approaching you. Wow, that's never happened to me before. Walking midday, bright sunny day like this, and there's just a coyote just out. Well, anyways, back to the soccer talk. Sorry, guys. So yeah, the team is gonna do what they can. And Fonseca's comments don't help. Milan squad and Napoli squad, that's where we left off. All in all, guys, I'm happy with the win. I think hopefully we get a good result on Sunday against Genoa. I think we will. And they'll ride the wave, guys. Like, now it's just Serie A they have to worry about. There's no more Champions League for quite a while. They have Serie A, maybe a cup game against Juventus to play. And other than that, it's just league games. And they've played all the top teams already. So where we've played a lot of the top teams and kind of lost points, they're ahead of us because they've only played a lot of the bottom teams. So now it's our turn to kind of get those games in and possibly get those results. And I'm thinking hopefully everything kind of evens out. We get that game in hand against Bologna and we'll get a good result too. So positive time ahead, guys. Milan's not perfect, but we're getting results that we need. And I was talking about Fonseca. My opinion on Fonseca is shifting because some games we win that we shouldn't have won, guys. Maybe we do draw against Red Star Belgrade. Crvena Zvezda. It's hard to say. Red Star Belgrade. But we got the win. The game against Udinese, we should have lost, but we got the win. So there's the game against Cagliari. Monza, we draw and win, but we should have maybe lost those 2 games. So there's been games where we were really bad, and maybe there's been games that we won we shouldn't have won, right? So there's been a lot of games, a lot of fatigue I think is setting into the team now. We got to keep pushing, get to a little break, and we'll see how we do, okay? But the premise remains, guys, be appreciative of the team, respect the team. Forza Milan, today's the 125th birthday. I love this team. You guys love this team. And let's keep going, okay? Until next time, ciao, Forza Milan.